Hello students. In this video I'm following up. We talked about the readings that you have in this particular class, and every instructor arranges their classes a little bit differently, so they might not have headings like this. They might just have different things that a link and then you click on it. Um, Here's your assignments, and we have two assignments every week for this uh, college success course. And the first one is you're going to email your college 101 instructor. And the second thing you're going to do is introduce yourself. So click on the first link, and you'll have readings, and on all assignments it will tell you why you're doing something, so you can read through this and understand what the purpose of it. It's like if your teacher was standing up in front of you and saying, here's what we're going to cover today, and then why do you want to do it, and what are you going to be doing. So it'll tell you this here. So you have to read that. And right here now it says, it tells you that you're going to be writing an email to your instructor, and to look in your syllabus for the email address, which for people that started out earlier, I didn't have my email address in there, but I put it in there now. This inbox here is what all students should use to communicate to me about classwork, and my other email, which is ghansen@rtc.edu, is for this assignment only, and it is also what you would write, where you would write me for administrative type things. If you are like on L&I or a certain program, you might want to write me through there. Remember to put a subject line in there of something, that what course it is, or tell me what course you're talking about, because I teach more than one course. Okay, that's why I don't really prefer my administrative email, because I don't get that information. When I use this inbox, when you email me, I can see what course you're in. It tells me up at the top. So now be sure to include in your email a subject line, which is one word test, in a grading, and your program name. See that? Okay, and then your CTC link, an interesting fact. Check the rubric, which is a way of grading, and I'll show that to you in just a second. And it says I'm not going to respond to you, so you won't be. Sometimes if I can, I tell you thank you, I got your email, but sometimes I don't respond. So not always. I don't always respond to that. I always respond to these emails that I get through here, though. Um, so then it tells you how many points. And here's an example. And if you do it exactly like this, you're going to forget to put your program name in there, because the sample doesn't show the program name. Okay, and then it tells you some different information. And then if we keep looking down, here is the rubric. And this is the part that tells you the total, how the points are going to be broken up. So you send an email to me from your RTC student account ending in student RTC. And 7 points if you send it from like your Gmail or your Outlook or Yahoo. So it has to be from it. The purpose of the assignment is to know that you have your student email. You followed directions and included the requested information: a subject line, your name, your program, your CTC link, and an interesting fact. So I look at it and see if you've got all of those in it. Then I give you a grade: 7 points out of 7. Here, 2 out of 3. This red thing here shows me that something, I didn't get the full points. These points down here are not really critical. They're not added into the total points. So I got 9 out of 10 points on this assignment. Okay, so let's go back to modules. So then you go out and you send me an email like the instructions tell you, and then you're going to watch in your grades. So let me click over to grades now. And it shows all the items that have been published so far. And so here's email our college one instructor. And I could link over to that email, over to my to the assignment, to check out what it says actually in it. Um, but this isn't, you don't click here to do the assignment. You always go through modules to actually do work. Okay, so I got 9 out of 10 points. So I'm saying, why did I get 9 out of 10 points? These two little icons right here are very important. So click this one and you can look at the rubric and there'll be a comment in there. And sometimes, here's my comment, you didn't use the subject line. So that's how come I got points deducted, is because the comments tell me what I did wrong. Okay, so that's what this little icon does. This icon here, sometimes you might not have a rubric and you'll have an icon over here. And this is feedback too, and it says be sure to check the rubric before submitting your work. Or sometimes I'll tell you, you got low points, you can redo and resubmit if you want. And so this is how I talk to you about each of your assignments. This one here is missing. So at some point, like after these are due, I send an email out to you and let you know that you're missing assignments. So I kind of help you keep on track with that. Now, so I got points here. This one here hasn't been graded yet. There's nothing put in there. If you had a 0 there, that means I've graded everything and yours didn't get graded. I put in a 0 about a week after everything is due so that you know that so it's not, so you got a 0 in there. But I do let people redo. And so now I check my grades on that and I want to go back and do more work. So I click on modules. And in this course I have to come down here and click on readings and assignments. And then I do an introduce yourself, so I'll click on that one. And I'll read why I'm doing the assignment. What do I have to do? And I read that. And then in this particular assignment, it's called a discussion board. And here are your questions. So you can copy your questions like this. Control C is copy. And then I need to post my answers to those. So I can come over here, and those are all instructions up there. And then on the discussion board, we have a reply here. So I'm going to reply to the discussion board. Now, a lot of students think that you need to go way down to the bottom and reply right here. That's the normal way of thinking, is that you add your stuff to the end of it. But if you hit this reply, you're replying to Amina. If you hit this reply here, or let's go with this one here. If you hit this reply right here, you're replying to Jocelyn. If you hit this reply, you're replying to another student, Renelle. Okay, so we come up here, this is where we would be, and we do the very first reply right here. Now, remember I copied those questions? I can paste them by using Control, holding down my Control key, and clicking on the letter V for Victor. Somehow it's not in there. Another way to get to the clipboard is to do Control or Windows V. Let's see if it's working. I got something I didn't want. That's not what I wanted. Windows V. And there's my questions. So there's a couple different ways of getting that. It's copy and paste. So now there's the question, and then I press my enter key. Then I write my answer. Get to the end of this one, press my enter key. I did press enter twice. Get to the end of this line, press enter key twice, and then I can put my answer. And now I've got my post. When I copied what the questions from the discussion board instructions, then I don't miss doing some of the things. Now I could check my rubric too at this point after I post, I could check my rubric and make sure I've got everything in there. Because in this particular assignment, you're going to post your information and then you're going to reply to somebody else. Let's see if that's correct, if I remember this right. Maybe you don't have to, let's see. You might not have to reply to another student on this particular assignment. I can't totally remember. Okay, but I'm not done yet. I have to make sure that I post my reply. Now, if you'll see, if we go all the way down to the bottom, my response is at the very bottom. And if I see that I made a mistake at this point or I want to add something to it, I looked at the rubric and the rubric said you need to include such and such. Well, do I have to redo it? No. You click on these, it's called a hamburger menu, these three dots right here, or the three dot menu. Click on that, pick edit, and then you can come in and change it. Now, if you didn't want to do the questions here, you could do, you could write something like, my name is such and such, and my preferred name is G. I'll just write that there. So I've edited and changed it, and I got to make sure that I press done. So everyone, there's going to be at the bottom of the screens, done or submit. Sometimes the word is submit, a button over here saying submit, or a button over here saying submit or done. Always watch for that because that finishes up. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting that I do is before I leave this screen, I do Control A, which selects everything in the screen. Control A, Control All, Control A. And then I do Control C, and that just copied my information into the clipboard in case something goes wrong. I'll have it there for a little bit. So I click Done, and now I've got it, and it's all fixed. If I don't like it at all and I want to start over, I can click here, and I can delete it. And I could go back up here and repost my whole thing if I wanted to. So remember I had that I copied that so I could do Control V and it copied it and pasted it back to there. Now I could click post if I want to. I'm going to click cancel because I don't really want to do that. Okay, so we checked grades, we checked modules, we did the assignments. And so good luck on this, and let me know if you need any help at all ever, and I'll be able to help you.